last summer, 2024, Fender Guitars introduced a new line in the Player Series. It's the Player 2s, and we promised you in those reviews that we would do a follow-up with the chambered stuff when it came out in the fall. Finally, we get a chance to showcase these really cool guitars for you, so stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee.
I'm Cooper Greenberg.
And we are here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you want to support us, visit our spring store, link below for custom swag, and check out our podcast. It's called the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. So, Cooper, we did the Player 2s. Lots of cool guitars that were in that lineup. They've been received really well, new colors, new features. But the thing that we didn't get to review and we talked about was when I was at the dealer event for Fender, when they were introducing them, the cool chambered options. That is what I really, really was digging. And so we finally have them. And it's pretty cool. Now, if you've been shopping on Fender's website, if you go through fender.com, what you'll notice is that there's not like a different listing for the chambered ones. If you look at the specifications for any of the Player 2 stuff, you'll see that it comes either as alder or chambered ash or chambered mahogany, and it depends upon color, and then you see the price change.
Yeah.
So the chambered models are more expensive, and so you'll see if it's like an HSS Strat, it costs more, and then if it's chambered, it costs more, and if it's like chambered and an HSS, it costs more.
Yeah.
But I told you when I was at that event, like, these are super cool.
They're the ones. Yeah.
Mostly because of how freaking light they are.
Yeah. You'd think that that's what Fender would really hit on here. I mean, the finishes on the chambered ones are really nice. They're kind of transparent finishes.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like they're fighting the basilisk. Because they're keeping these in the Chamber of Secrets. You know what I'm saying? Harry Potter 2. Throwback.
Nice shout out.
Am I right, guys?
Here's what was surprising to me. Hopefully Alan Abbasi doesn't mind me saying this, but we were having a conversation about it, and they debated whether they were even going to talk about it. And I was like, why would you debate that? And so here's what I think it comes down to is they wanted to do these finishes. So ash had disappeared for a while from the lineup, just from a lack of availability. And so they wanted to introduce that in the product line and have ash bodies and mahogany bodies. My guess is that the mahogany that was available for use at this price point in their lineup was, I guess, heavier.
Yeah.
And so the solution is, let's go about chambering it just to make it lighter. Do we bother telling anybody? Well, these are not just as light as the alder counterparts. They are lighter. And so really, they had to have said something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone would just think that ash body Telecasters weigh 5 pounds, which is
usually
how much this guitar weighs.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I mean, for them to not talk about it, you'd think that Alan Abbasi was electing animals as leaders. Am I right? Oh, wait. That's Tosin Abbasi. Am I right, guys? I'm a pun dog today. So I think with the reintroduction of ash and rosewood on the fingerboards, this one's got a rosewood fingerboard, and mahogany, it's like the Player 2 series, yes, they're good. They're good looking. But it's a return to the good woods.
There you go.
There's good woods. And I like that they're using both of these because for a dark period there, it was like no ash unless you buy a $2,500 transparent finish ultra or something. You know?
And to this point, hopefully, if you buy a vintage AV2 Tele, you get ash.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you buy a Butterscotch Pro 2 right now, it's still pine. Roasted pine. So
if you're Sean Connery, you get ash. We're having fun. This chambered hog is very light as well. It's good feeling guitar. And this is, I believe, was this transparent cherry?
Transparent cherry, yes. And then there's also like a Sienna Sunburst.
I think they call that one the aged cherry burst.
Aged cherry burst,
and
yeah.
There's some cool finishes, and
this one's called Butterscotch.
I think that one's Butterscotch. I believe the white blonde is also a chambered ash.
It is. Yeah, we've had both in store, and I actually have really enjoyed telling people, pick that up. And then they're just like, what's going on?
Yeah. I think the big deal is a lot of times, so we had a meeting with our Fender guy today, and we were talking about top selling models. And I believe the American Pro 2 Butterscotch Tele was the best-selling American model. I think It's important for Fender to have a butterscotch telly at all price points.
It's classic.
From classic vibe to AV2, obviously custom shop. But to get an ash body, maple neck, blackguard Telecaster.
There you go. That's
All
my
right.
son calling me.
I'm just gonna jump back in.
Yeah.
So to get a ash body maple neck Telecaster at the price point that this is at, which I believe is
$8.99.
$8.99. You know, the Pro 2 version is going to be about $1,600.
Mhm.
AV2 version is going to be about $2,200,
Yep.
$2,300, something like that. It's an ash body with nice sounding pickups, comfortable satin neck, perfect blend of modern and old school, and it's a great sounding guitar. On the other end, a really nice looking kind of dark cherry red rosewood fingerboard Strat. These are just the two examples that we happen to have in the
Right.
store, but all the finishes, I mean, the stuff that you can get, I think when I was playing the demos, Chris was sitting outside. He happened to say that telly sounds like a telly.
Sounds like a telly.
And the Strat
Especially when this guy's playing it. You know?
sounds totally like a Strat, which sounds like a ridiculous thing to say, but sometimes at a certain point, it kind of, you know, stuff.
Things can.
For a while, they're kind of blended
Yeah.
in, and I think these have distinct voices, and the voices are good. It'll make you be like, "Chicka-chicka," you know?
And I would.
Right, Chris? Remember the ringtone?
Bow,
Yeah.
bow. I would say there is something else going on here. If we follow down the path of the guitar is a system and everything matters, it's not just pickups. There's kind of a sweeter mid-range on these guitars
Yeah.
that I think one owes to the tone woods that are being used, but also the fact that they're chambered or really semi-hollow without an F hole. I mean, you can hear it. Did we do that
Was
video?
there?
It was like, if you think back, it was a long, long, long time ago. There's a comparison. Maybe it was before you were here. They had these
BC.
Telecasters that I forget what pickups they were in there. They were like Filtertron pickups or something. But it was the exact same guitar. One was a semi-hollow with an F hole, and one was completely solid. Everything else was the same.
Sounded totally different.
And you could hear the difference between
Yeah.
them. And I think that there's something to that here. We should also just recap what's going on with the Player 2s in general. I mean, they're new Alnico 5 pickups, medium jumbo frets, 9.5 radius. They've got these cool classic gear tuners that are modern mounting, but vintage looking.
2-point trim over here.
2-point trim. I don't have a trim because it's tally,
T-Link.
but I do have individual polished, very nice feeling
Yeah, it comes
saddles here that are individually intonatable. If you know, you know. It's a very, very cool guitar. And for people that are kind of getting something at this price point, might I argue a really good modding platform. By the way, total aside, and I'm just rabbit trailing here. Don't mind us. Have you seen that new solid brass saddle that you can get for like a vintage style Telecaster?
No.
It's just a
Is that a
one-piece brass that's intonatable. You just move the thing back and forth. You should get one for your Tele. So, all right,
Maybe
back to you
someday.
guys. So, anyways.
So we got to listen to him, right?
Yeah, let's take a gander. All right, so there you have it. Player 2 chambered. It's a Player 2 guitar. It's based upon the finishes. There's going to be a price change, but a huge weight savings despite the increase in cost. So I weighed these before we came in. This Strat, and Strats tend to weigh a little bit more than Tellies because there's a little bit more going on with the mass of the tremolo and everything. This weighs right at, like just barely at, 7 pounds.
5 pounds?
It's under 6 pounds. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
This is probably the
light.
lightest telly I've ever picked up, and except maybe that Brad Paisley telly made of
those are very light.
balsa wood.
Palowina and spruce. All words are made up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if you're a weight junkie on guitars, this is absolutely the one for you. This serial number ending in 4699. But my guess is that you'll probably get some consistent lightweight stuff across the series.
Well, when I picked them up at the event, that was the thing that really surprised me. They were all very light, and there was a certain resonance, to them because of the fact that they're semi-hollow. So they make great couch guitars, particularly the Telly. There's no tremolo; those strings are coming through. You can hear it acoustically just playing the guitar. So I think they're fantastic additions. Great price point, really. Sub $1,000, you're getting a really quality guitar from Fender in these new Player 2s.
Made in Mexico. Made in North America, if you didn't know.
Yeah, it's funny. They don't say made in Mexico anymore. They now say made in Ensenada, which last time I checked was in Mexico. So
not for long. All right, guys.
So if you have questions about these guitars, first of all, you can find all of the specifications and everything that we currently have to offer on our website, which is
alamomusic.com.
Remember, the alamomusic.com. And if you have questions about these, you can actually chat with us online. A guitar, by the way, that you're like, hey, how many of these do you have? Can I get photos? How much does this weigh? We are here to help you sort through and find the perfect guitar for you. So you can ask those questions online too.
We got scales.
Yeah.
We can weigh them.
We got scales.
Yeah.
We got scales. So we can help you find the right guitar, whether it's a Player 2, a Pro 2, an AV2, or whatever. There's something out there for you. And great guitars.
Great guitars.
So if you're new to our channel, hope you enjoyed this. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you like the new Player 2s? Would you prefer a chambered? Is 5 pounds pretty light for a Telly? Yeah, I think so. So send us a comment. And if you're new to the channel, Cooper's going to tell you what to do.
You're going to want to subscribe to the channel because we got killer stuff coming out nonstop every week, 3 times.
At least.
At least. And turn your notifications on. Be the first to know. Comment, like, tell your friends.
We have more episodes per week than Grey's Anatomy.
And that's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, so.
We have not been around for 48 seasons, though.
Oh, it'll come. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.